We just wanted you to talk to him.
All right. Alrighty. Oh, you guys think he's inside?
Some cops get caught on camera, but these officers didn't even need a body cam to expose themselves as their partners forgot to turn off the mic.
Like technically it's still a thing, so they don't have to ID themselves, but they do have to leave. So if they're being trespassed.
On December 12, 2022, retired Army veteran Jeff Gray was standing outside the W.T. Bland Library in Mount Dora, holding a sign in support of homeless veterans. Shockingly, the library director approached him and started confronting him with the most absurd arguments.
Hello. Hi. God bless our homeless veterans. God bless them. God bless homeless veterans. God bless homeless veterans. Good evening. God bless homeless veterans.
Hey, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm the director. We typically don't have paneling
I
here.
can't hear what you're saying.
We typically don't have paneling here. Our city police run a very, the handbill solicitation is very restrictive. I can call them out here to discuss it with you if you'd like me to. You cannot block the aisle. You cannot make direct contact with anybody, and that's just for like political.
Yeah.
I don't believe, and that's handbills. I don't believe that, you know, I mean, you're free to stand with the sign anywhere.
God bless homeless veterans.
But
I can't talk to people?
no, you cannot. You cannot interact with them in any way. If they approach you, that you may, but the police have a very strict interpretation.
Hey, have a
and
blessed day.
That is really not tolerated.
God bless the homeless veterans.
So, I'm sorry, that's just their rules,
I'm just
okay?
gonna have to respectfully disagree with you. I'm gonna talk to people if I want to.
All right, I will let them come and explain. Thank
Okay.
She then went as far as calling 911, making a report that would completely twist the reality of what was happening outside the library.
Hey, it's Kathy Lundy, the director of the Mount Dora Library. I need an officer to come and let a patron know. We've got a gentleman that's soliciting our library patrons for money, and he's saying he's having a kind of a quasi-religious note in his direct approach to each one of them. I've tried to explain to him that our handbill and solicitation guidelines prohibit direct solicitation, and he refuses to listen and says he will interpret our statutes his own way. He's got a homeless vet, please donate sign, standing right there at the entrance.
Like you're walking into the building, like not at the entrance out by Donnelly, correct?
Right, as you're walking into the building, right there standing in the main walkway.
Okay, we'll get an officer as soon as we can, okay?
When the police arrived, librarian Lynn Gonzalez approached with a serious complaint about Jeff Gray, and what happened next would shock everyone watching.
Anyway, we had asked him to move over to the bench, but he kept moving into the front or in the middle here, directly in the path of everybody who walked in.
All right.
So, but just as I was coming over here, he's gone into the building, I think.
Are you guys requesting him trespassed?
Possibly. We just wanted you to talk to him.
All right. You come outside with me for a moment? No? Well, you're being trespassed. So I need you to leave.
Am I being trespassed?
Yes, sir.
What?
They don't want you here. You were begging for money. I need your ID first.
I'm not getting anything.
Or then put your hands behind your back. All right, just come with me.
Why am I being trespassed? Why?
Private entity, sir.
I don't have to give you ID. I'm leaving. You put those cuffs on way too tight.
All right, that's fine.
Can you please? Oh my
I will in a moment.
I'm not begging for money. I'm here to attend and report a public meeting and say God bless the homeless veterans. When you told me to leave, I was leaving.
All right.
I don't have to give you ID if
Yes,
I'm
you do.
leaving. No, sir.
Lawful command.
No, it is not.
Yes, sir.
It's an unlawful command. There's case law, Florida State,
All right.
Supreme Court case
That's
law.
fine.
You are violating my civil rights. I'm telling you right now. I don't have to give you ID for the trespass.
The officer asked Jeff to leave, and while he agreed to go, he refused to hand over his ID. That's when things escalated and handcuffs came out. Jeff was dragged out, and what the officer did next was a blatant violation of his Fourth Amendment rights.
Whenever I told you to stop, you continued walking, disobeying another lawful command.
You told me I was trespassed. I was leaving.
Before then, when you were out in the hallway, sir, I need this real quick.
I'll call your supervisor. I'm going too far. It's a violation of my civil rights.
Yes, sir.
I have a right to stand on public property and say, God bless the homeless veterans. I have a right to attend and report a public meeting.
Yes, sir.
That's all I'm doing. I've never asked anybody for money. I'm not asking anybody for money. I'm not homeless.
Get this real quick. All right, if I could have you have a seat for a moment. Per Ms. Gonzalez, subject was here harassing all patrons as they were coming in. He was asked to leave. He refused. I went walk around the library, saw him in the hall. I said, hey, come over here. He disobeyed my lawful command, walked inside the room. I said, hey, man, you're being trespassed. He got up to leave, and I said, hey, I need your identification. He said, no, I refused to identify myself. At that point, I detained him.
Okay.
All right. He's one of those First Amendment auditors. So I still don't have a name for him. And he said he wanted to talk to you. I will go get a statement from Ms. Gonzalez.
How do you know he's one of those auditors? Did he say?
He was saying, this is my right, this is my right. You have no right to take me from here. I'm allowed to attend public forums.
Is there a public forum?
There's one going on in there right now.
But he was creating a disturbance?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to get that from Kathy. Yes, ma'am.
The officer then leveled accusations against Mr. Gray, panhandling, trespassing, and refusing to identify himself. But instead of solid evidence, Sergeant Wade sent the officer back to Mrs. Gonzalez for more information.
Obviously, you saw what happened.
Yes, I did.
We do not know his name right now. He's refusing to give it to me. But if I could just have you fill out an affidavit about everything he was doing beforehand, that'd be real helpful to me.
Okay, great. Can I go in there and
Absolutely.
sign it? Okay. Do you need my driver's license or anything?
Just put your info in the back. That's fine.
Okay.
And how many times was he asked to leave prior to our arrival?
I think just once.
Once?
Well, he wasn't asked to leave. He was just told that he could stay, but because at that point he hadn't approached anybody.
All right.
But he was told to sit on the bench or move to the side, just so he wasn't in the, in the walkway.
All right.
When the officer finally admits the truth about trespassing and informs the sergeant about it, the sergeant's next move isn't just surprising, it's downright unbelievable.
All right, so you arrested him for...
Right now it's going to be resisting without. I gave him a lawful command to come to me, and he went the opposite way. That is it.
And what was the command for?
To come over here.
I mean, to what? To investigate what?
Trespassing complaint. They did want him trespassed.
Okay. And then by him not coming to you, hindered you from being able to complete the trespass?
Yes, and then when I asked for his identification, he refused to identify himself to me. If we just want to trespass him from this location and not do 1015, I didn't call out 1015. Right now, I just said one detained.
You want to set that one down?
The sergeant then shuts off his body camera and orders the officer to do the same. But what the officer didn't realize is that he turned off the camera, not the mic, and every word was still being recorded.
He's up here. You're not recording. He was up here creating the disturbance. Let him do it. He's here holding the sign, and he's walking through, and the resisting parts are saying. So the better thing I think would have been, because like when you trespass somebody, it's technically like moving over this detector, or so like technically it's still a thing. So they don't have to ID themselves, but they do have to leave. So if they're being trespassed, so he was leaving.
So he doesn't technically have to identify himself. Yes, it makes it difficult if you're removing the trespass. And to me, it doesn't make sense. To me, if you're trespassing, you need to know who you're trespassing. Extra is investigation. It's still going to create some issue, but at least you're not moving forward knowing that you have a legal
The audio exposed what the officers were trying to hide. Mr. Gray wasn't breaking any law from the start.
There that is. You don't have to twist your the other way. There you go.
The guy that just walked by, you said that was your son? Yeah. Okay.
Well, we don't need to give him any belongings. You were not being arrested. So the reason you were detained is I was investigating a possible disturbing the peace violation, all right? And whenever I asked you to come towards me, that was not a resisting, essentially, but you did disobey a lawful command.
Oh, I didn't hear you say come to me.
All right, right when I said come to me, you walked in. So, hey, mistakes happen. So you are not under arrest on this, but you are trespassed from this facility.
Once the body cams were switched back on, Mr. Gray was quietly released. The officer apologized to him and informed him that he had been trespassed. And disturbingly, this wasn't the first time Jeff Gray has been arrested unlawfully. This cop's arrogance didn't last long once the tables turned.
Business cards. I want
3 seconds to leave. Okay?
She just put her hands on me.
Because you're invading our space.
No.
Do you think following procedures is funny, officer? You do?
On October 3rd, 2024, Sean Paul Reyes's attorney's client was unlawfully arrested after being pestered by NYPD officers on camera. And the footage exposes just how far they went.
They're intimidating me. This whole situation. Look at how many of them. I want an incident report right now.
I'm not gonna ask you, so what?
They're intimidating me. I have videos of this individual telling me. I have videos of this individual telling me that he was gonna assault me. I want to make an incident report right now. These individuals.
All right, you stay over there.
I'm telling.
I know, but just stop moving so much. You know, like just.
I can move.
You know, you really can't because your hands are going everywhere. So just.
All right. So these two individuals right here.
All right, stop pointing people.
What do you mean? So I can't do anything?
Yeah.
Your hands are. Are you the supervisor?
No.
Who's the supervisor? Who's the captain?
We know here.
Call the captain. Call the captain.
We don't call captains for this.
Call the sergeant.
Stay over here, okay?
Call the sergeant. Call the sergeant. I'm gonna move wherever I want. Call the sergeant. Why haven't any of these officers given me their names?
You need to tell me.
Officer,
and you need
what?
Listen.
No. I don't need to
Watch
lower
your hand.
my. I don't need.
Watch your hand.
I don't need
Watch
to do
your
anything.
hand.
I don't need
Watch
to
your
do
hand.
anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything.
I'm telling you to watch your
Am
hands.
I arrested?
The second that you touch me, yeah, you are.
Have I touched you?
Okay, I'm making sure that you watch your hands.
Have I touched you?
Because you're a
Have
little
I
drunk.
touched you?
What do you think? It's okay. What an incident do you...
Captain, I want to do a file. I want to file a report. I want to file a report on her.
Right now.
No. I want business cards. I want
3 seconds to leave. Okay?
She just put her hands on me.
Because you're invading our space.
No. I have it all on video. She just put her hands on me. I just.
1, 2.
What am I doing?
3. Put your hands behind your back right now. Cuff them up.
With the law failing, Sean took matters into his own hands. He walked into the Midtown Precinct South, recording inside, but the officers couldn't handle seeing a man exercise his rights.
Wasn't that rule rescinded?
Only for a Mr. Reyes. May I see your ID, please?
What's your name and badge number first, sir?
Sergeant Carroll.
Sergeant Carroll.
Yep. All right. No, he's good.
Yeah, just federal court order. I actually would like to submit a complaint. If somebody can help me out with that, that'd be great.
Sure. What's your complaint?
Sure. So I was contacted by a resident of New York. He showed me a video where his rights were violated. This precinct responded to an incident. He was filming the police. They didn't like that, so they ended up arresting him for disorderly conduct. His name is Lazaro Perez. It happened on October 3rd.
Okay. Would you like to make some claim with CRB or?
Yeah, I would like you to take the complaint if that's all right. I wanted to access. It wasn't me, no.
Okay,
I'm filing. No, but I'm filing it on his behalf as a citizen. He's going to file his own, but I wanted to document his own complaint. I wanted to document the complaint filing process because he can't. Because as you said, federal court order, he can't record his complaint. Do you think following procedures is funny, officer? You do? Can I get your name and badge number? Isn't that procedure too? So you're not going to give it?
It's insane how far these public servants will go just to dodge their duty. This sergeant acted like he was on a scavenger hunt just to avoid writing a simple report.
They said since you're known to the department, you filled out paperwork before, so we know that you can fill out paperwork.
But if I wasn't able to fill out paperwork, just so we're
So
clear.
look at the language line and do some other procedures.
But there is procedures for people who are illiterate.
Yep.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure. So you're the desk sergeant.
Yes.
So as the desk sergeant for this precinct here, is it okay is that part of your policies and procedures to arrest people for filming the police?
Inside the precinct?
No, just in general. Just in general. Filming law enforcement.
No.
So if you saw a video that shows an officer arresting somebody for simply filming them, could be concerning to you?
Well, I'd have to see, what their reasoning was. I wasn't there. I had to
Right.
be there.
Okay. But if you saw a video where a law enforcement officer was from your precinct was arresting a member of the public just for filming and charging them with disorderly conduct, that would be concerning to you?
Right.
Okay. So I will get you the video. Don't worry. I'll get it to you. I'm going to be publishing a story. I just wanted to come here and check it out. As you know, I have a federal court order that allows me to record inside of all of New York City precincts. So I wanted to just exercise that right to investigate what happened to this poor gentleman.
A formal complaint was filed. You could tell immediately, as soon as I walk into the precinct, the lieutenant was saying, you cannot record in here. Just no knowledge whatsoever of this court order. Then luckily the sergeant had knowledge of the court order. I showed him my ID and I was able to freely record, which every single American should be able to record in every single precinct, including the New York City precincts. Promoting transparency and accountability is essential to protect our freedom.
And that's where this one ends. Just another example of how far some officers will go to twist the law instead of upholding it. These cops flexed their power, but ended up flexing nothing but embarrassment.
Do you want to
know or not?
Please back away from me. Please back away from me.
Then please leave the area.
This is a publicly accessible area, sir. There is nothing restricted about this area.
Next, we have First Amendment Auditor Sean Paul Reyes from Long Island Audit, peacefully exercising his rights outside Sing Sing Correctional Facility. But almost immediately, an officer rushes in to confront him.
Hi, who are you? No, I figured that you were an officer by your shirt, but you're a correctional officer. What's your name? Because you just pulled up in front of me and started talking to me.
This is state property. You're not supposed to be here.
This is state property?
Yes, it is. You don't see all the state vehicles?
Yeah, I see all the state vehicles, including yours. What does state property have to do with anything?
That means that you cannot be on state property taking pictures unless you get permission from our superintendent first.
I need permission to take pictures on state property?
I can give you the number to the jail and you can call.
No, I don't need to call anyone. This might be state property, but state property that's open to the public. I didn't hop a fence to get here. There aren't any restricted area signs anywhere around here.
Okay, well, you want me to call?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you with the train passing.
Would you like me to call? Because you're basically trespassing. You can't do anything with trespassing.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. I'm telling you can't. I know New York state law. This is publicly accessible area. There aren't restricted area signs.
You're the only public person that's here right now. That doesn't work here.
Well, that's because I'm the only one that chose to be here today. But this is open to the public. There's no fence, there's no signs, there's no nothing.
It's all about. Just because it's not closed doesn't mean you can just walk in. If a door
Sure.
open to a house, would you just walk in it?
Well, no.
Because that would be considered trespassing.
Well, no, yeah, because I don't own the property to that house. I own this property. Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. This is taxpayer. Right. And who funds the state of New York, ma'am?
Department of Correction.
Who funds the state of New York, ma'am?
People.
Right. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that this is state property and somehow I don't have a right to be here, but I think you're wrong. And I never got your name.
You can think that I'm wrong and you can take it up with the superintendent. Her
I don't
name
need
is
to
Cop.
speak to the superintendent.
Well,
What's the superintendent's name?
Cop.
Cop?
Yes, K-O-P-P.
K-O-P-P?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't need to speak to the superintendent, though.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
one
in a
of
restricted
those.
area.
You're one of those. Okay, I get it.
What's one of those?
You're,
What does that
you're trying to
mean?
be difficult instead of just leaving the property. So
I'm-
I already explained very nicely
Right.
that you're not supposed to be and you're still filming.
Despite it being a public space, the officer insisted Sean was trespassing, turning a simple act of recording into an unnecessary power struggle.
How would you feel if I said, oh, you're one of those? How would you feel?
If I was one of those, I wouldn't feel any sort of way.
So you're one of those?
Okay.
Okay. Again, you're not a law enforcement officer, correct?
Excuse me?
You're not a law enforcement officer?
What do you, are you?
I'm asking a question. Are you a law enforcement officer? No, you're not.
That's a silly question.
No, it's not. You're a correctional officer.
Okay,
You're
that's
not
the same thing. That has nothing to do with law?
It has it's very different. It's very different, ma'am.
Okay,
A law
but it has
enforcement
nothing to
officer
do with
and a
law.
correctional officer are very different things.
Okay. And it wasn't too much for me to ask you to stop filming on state grounds.
Well,
But
it
you're
is too
still
much.
doing
It
it, right?
well, it is a little bit too much to ask,
you're still
officer.
doing
It is a little bit too much to ask, officer, because it would be a violation of my constitutional rights.
Okay.
I have the right to film on public spaces, right? I am one of. If you mean by one of those, I'm somebody who exercises peacefully their constitutional rights. Then yes, I would be one of those.
What brings you here today?
I just told you I'm exercising my constitutional rights peacefully, officer.
Her unnecessary attitude toward the public says it all. One can only imagine the treatment inmates receive from someone this unprofessional.
Again, if I was in a restricted area, okay. Okay. I'm glad I got the officer's permission to stay
No,
here.
you didn't get my permission.
You just said that.
No, I said stay because
Okay.
you'll have a surprise in a minute.
I'll have a surprise. Okay.
You have nothing
Oh.
to do with your life.
Oh, no, this is my job. I'm sorry. You must have got lost in translation.
No, I didn't get lost in that because you didn't translate it.
Okay, so let me translate it for you. This is my job. You know, sometimes officers like yourself or law enforcement officers, they get a little confused on what's legal and what's not. So I have been arrested a couple times, but it all gets sorted out in court. It all gets sorted out in court.
You got arrested and had to go to court.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
That's
for you.
unfortunate, right? Yeah, it's unfortunate for our country.
Something that you're not quite doing right. for you to
No,
get
ma'am.
arrested.
See, what happens is being arrested doesn't mean that you're guilty. You have the presumption of innocence. So me being arrested, you don't want to hear that, do you?
The moment Sean began educating her on the law, she couldn't handle the truth and drove away. A classic move when ignorance meets accountability.
There's a sign right over there that identifies this as state property. There's a much larger sign that says exactly that.
Okay.
If you go over to the public access road, you will see that.
But what does that mean, state property? I don't understand. It doesn't say it's restricted state property. It just says that it's the Department of Corrections.
So you did see that it said state property.
All right, and I admitted that to
You
you.
did see that.
Right.
Okay, so your earlier statement, you didn't. Isn't
No,
quite
no,
accurate.
no,
You
no.
said I didn't see anywhere where it says this is state
No,
property.
I said I don't understand what the significance of state property means.
Then I
Me
said
too.
you don't know.
No, I'm saying I
As
don't know
if
what
you
you're.
wanted to learn.
Sir, no. I would ask to de-escalate a little bit, but
No. I just want to make sure we're enunciating clearly.
Right.
You gave the impression you didn't know,
No.
and you wanted to know.
If you
so then you're not interested.
Sir, if you allow me to
So
speak.
you're not interested.
If you allow me to speak, I can explain to you. She said this was state property.
Are you interested in knowing
Okay,
where
sir.
you should be
have
and
a nice
shouldn't
have,
be?
have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day. I'm not going to engage with you any longer. You just want to escalate the situation. That's it.
Do
Getting
you
close to
want to
me.
know or not?
Please back away from me. Please back away from me.
Then please leave the area.
This is a publicly accessible area, sir. There is nothing restricted about this area. I suggest that you study up on New York state law and understand that this is not.
So you did know all along
know all along what, sir? What are you trying to say?
that you came on this property purposefully.
Right. I mean, I didn't accidentally come on the property, if that's what you're...
No, you came on it purposely.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I did come on it purposely,
Okay.
sir, to take pictures of the public facility here. Yes, I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. State property, everybody that's open to the public,
This is
everybody
about
can.
state property.
Okay.
You came on purposely.
Sean pointed out the obvious. There were no restriction signs. Still, the officers chose to ignore the truth, revealing just how weak their argument really was.
Yeah, purposely. I walked onto this property here, right, where there's no restricted area signs, where there's no signage that says, I am not allowed to be here. Correct. Right. So as I was saying before, if you're arrested, that doesn't mean that you're guilty of a crime, ma'am. If anything, it being arrested so many times and it being thrown out in court, that's very telling on the people who are doing the arresting. It's not telling on me. Was this my surprise, ma'am? This was my surprise, wasn't it? You got 3 guys here to try and intimidate me. Not working out. This is private property? Who owns it?
Sing Sing.
Sing Sing.
That's like all the bands in it.
Oh, Sing Sing owns this property?
Sing Sing has all the vehicles in it.
Right.
This
Sing.
is not a public spot.
Right. Sing Sing is.
I know you're doing the thing for the public. Being on public property, but it's not public property right
So who owns it if it's private?
now. The state.
And who funds the state?
It's not public.
Who funds the state?
You do.
Okay, we all do.
Public servants are supposed to lead with intelligence, but in this situation, ignorance clearly took the center stage.
Well, it's not restricted either.
Wait, I'm gonna take this what you're doing. you're trespassing. 'Cause this is
No, I would have to have passed a fence or secure area, or there has to be a restricted area sign for me to be trespassing. There is not a fence. There's not a restricted area sign or anything like that, sir. My beef is not with you. I don't have any beef with anybody here. I'm just, again, I have no problem waiting for law enforcement. If they, want to explain to me that this is somehow private property, they can do that.
I see all these videos on TV. So, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, no problem. Have a good day, sir. Take care.
In the end, the officer had no choice but to admit that Sean was right, and then drove. The fact no one else interfered shows just how powerful it is to know your rights. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, we saw how careless and unprofessional behavior can quickly expose the truth, especially when someone forgets to turn their mic off. These officers thought they could twist the situation in their favor, but instead, their own words revealed exactly what was going on. Incidents like this show that accountability matters, and no badge should ever place someone above the law. And if you enjoyed these cops getting exposed, you'll love how citizens flipped the script on corrupt officers in this video.
You're actually arresting me. All you had to do was respect my civil rights.
This is not a restricted area.
It is. You're in a restricted area.
Where does it say it?
Okay, Sean, you can't be in here.
Where does it say that?
Sean, you can't be in here.